What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Punters Playbook, where we punt, okay, and we punt hard, all right. And if you're a follower of Punters Playbook, you're probably going to make some money eventually, all right. We are in the aftermath of Magic Round, all right. There were some big winners, there were some big losers, all right. A winner to mention, Fletch. Don't quote me on this. It's either Fletch or Heine. Won 20 grand off Fletcher Sharp scoring triple. So that's a big win, all right? I'd like to look out at other punters who are making it big, and I just like to shout that out. So that's goated footy knowledge. But without any further ado, guys, it's round 10, all right? We're in the double digits, all right? We're in the aftermath of Magic Round. We got good footy this week. We got great UFC this well. We got a card. We got a 315. So there's a lot to look into. There's punting, all right, on the footy front, and there's punting on the UFC front. And I want to give them both their time today. So, similar to how we did it last week, guys, I'm going to do Pickers Playbook, Tippers Playbook, whatever you want to call it, all right, whatever the kids are calling it. That's how we want to start. I want to start by I'm going to tell you guys who I'm going to pick, all right? Who I'm going to pick this week in my tipping comp. All right, it goes a little bit like this. All right, I'm gonna go with Parramatta to win this one. I'm gonna go with the Titans to win this one. I'm gonna go with South Sydney Rabbitohs, and that didn't even work. I'm gonna go with the Doggies. I'm gonna go with the Wars. I'm gonna go with the Cowboys. I'm gonna go with Melbourne, and I'm gonna go with Manly. All right. Reasoning is, all right, do a bit of deep dive into the weeds, as we do. Para, Mitchell Moses. This is a hard game to pick, all right, because the Dolphins sometimes win. The Dolphins sometimes have good games, all right. Dolphins, are they going to win? Para, are they going to win? I'm just going to go with gonna go with my gut. I'm going to say Mitchell Moses gets this one done. It's a Para home game, all right. You got to factor that in. Newcastle versus Titans. This is also a close game because both of these teams are shit. All right, I know they beat us at Magic Round. I know Newcastle beat us at Magic Round, but I'm not going to backflip on what I said in last week's Punters Playbook. I still think Newcastle are shit. All right. So yeah, I'm taking the Titans. I think Jaden Campbell was back. Okay, and I think a little bit of unpredictability from both Brimo and I say this every week about the Titans. A little bit of unpredictability from AJ and Campbell. Could really work out, right? Could really work out. Having that number 7 back, the guy, because I feel like Jaden Campbell is the guy now at the Titans. Now that whoa, guys, it's okay. No, it's okay. We're safe. Bear with me here, guys. Bear with me, because David Fafita, he's a bit of a bum lately. So yeah, give me the Titans there. South Sydney versus the Broncos. Come on, guys. South Sydney, it's a cool stadium, it's sacred ground, and last time it looked like we were facing surmountable odds, all right, an immovable object in Penrith at the start of the season. Okay, we did it, all right. We beat them at a cool stadium. It's where we play best, and we got Jamie Humphries back, which is huge, and we got Latrell back. Okay, yeah, we're still missing a buttload of people, but Jai Gray's on the bench, so yeah, I'm going to pick South to win this one, guys. I think we can get it done. All right? Yeah, that's a South Sydney slipper. That's how serious it's getting. That's how serious it's getting. Canberra Raiders versus the Bulldogs. You put the Bulldogs and you put Canberra Raiders in a game on a Saturday, it's going to sell. It's going to sell, all right? Even though it's the first game on the block for the Saturday, man, it's still a great game, all right? These two, what's Bulldogs? 1, Canberra 2. This is sick. This is a sick game. I mean, Melbourne's known for having a good defensive side, and Canberra were able to beat them. So this is going to be a good game. I'm going to go with the Doggies here, though. I think the Doggies being number 1 and being the underdog here is just, it's a little bit of recency bias from Canberra winning at Magic Round. St. George Illawarra versus Newcastle, New Zealand Warriors. Sorry, that's almost an insult. The Wires. I mean, the Wires are picking this, right? The Wires have become my honorary second team, right? If you keep up with the Fighting Field Insights Instagram, right? I tend to bout the old Wires jersey. I tend to support the Wires. I get up behind the Wires. Me and Wade Egan are actually personal buddies. So, yeah, I'm going the Wires here, guys. It's pretty simple. It's rugby league. Cowboys versus Penrith. The sane man would pick Penrith, all right? The sane man would pick Penrith because Penrith won last week. Penrith beat the Broncos. Penrith win. Guess what, bro? I'm picking the Cowboys, right? Every time I swear the Cowboys play Penrith at Townsville, the Cowboys win. So, just by that logic, I'm going to pick the Cows. I'm going to pick the Cows, just out of that logic. Unless they already played this season. Did they already play this season? I have no idea. If these two already played each other this season, they give me Penrith. But the outside looking in, I'm going to go with the Cowboys here. Melbourne Storm versus the Tigers. I really hope Melbourne Storm can just get in there and whack the Tigers, right? It's getting a little bit embarrassing. Well, not really. But if they lose the Tigers, then it's embarrassing. And then Manly versus Cronulla. You guys know my great rugby league theory, and that is the same team cannot beat you twice in a certain amount of rounds. It began with 6, then it became 7, and now we're up to 10. But I think the rule still applies, okay? So, Manly Seagulls. Yeah, but that's the picks, all right? So if you're in a tipping comp, if you're not a punter, you're a tipper, then that is what I'm going off of, all right? That's the that is the non-alcoholic Punters Playbook. So yeah. But now getting into the punting side of things, all right? You guys know how we do it. We got some stats. I realized last week, every time I was reading a stat, I was down here like this. I'm going to try not to do that this time, guys, all right? We learn, all right? We get better and we learn from these things. So, kicking us off, Thursday night game, Finns versus Para, all right? Few stats for you guys. The Dolphins have lost each of their last 8 interstate matches. So that's what I was kind of talking about a Para being a Para home game, all right? Para kind of win at home games. 5 of Parramatta's last 6 night matches have gone over the total match point line. So, could be looking for overs in this one, guys. And then a few anytime try scorers. I probably packed too many anytime try scorers into this one, guys, but it is what it is. Will Penasini has scored at least 1 try in each of Parramatta's last 2 matches against the Dolphins. So I like these stats where it's specific to the team they're playing against, all right? So that's a good one for Will Penasini. He'd probably be playing decently. Not too good, but decently. Hemiso Tabuai-Fidow has scored at least 1 try in 4 of the Dolphins' last 5 matches. So there's that one. It's a hemostat. Herbie Farnworth has scored a try in each of the Dolphins' last 3 matches. Herbie stat. Jack Bostock has scored a try in each of his last 3 previous appearances in Sydney. Bit of a Sydney stat there for Jack Bostock. Isaiah Ayongi has scored at least 1 try in each of Parramatta's last 2 matches at CommBank Stadium. Bit of a CommBank stat. And then Josh Adokar has scored 2 tries in each of Parramatta's last 2 matches. So back-to-back car stats. The multi I'm going to jump on here, guys. All right, the one I'm gonna do here. So I'm going to take the Penasini bet. All right, I'm going to go Will Penasini anytime, Josh Adokar anytime, Herbs anytime, and Bostock anytime. It's a bit of a juicy one, that one. All right, it is a bit of a juicy one. Okay, maybe I should start putting in like what these are actually paying. Okay, this is going to take a little bit. I might not do this on everyone. I might be more prepared next week, guys. I'm just going to pull it up on this one because I feel like this one could be paying a decent amount of money. For all you gambling addicts out there. Anytime try scorers, okay? Josh Adokar, get out of my face. Jack Bostock, Herbie, and Penasini. That's $22.22. Give me that every day of the week. That is that's the Punters Playbook multi right there for that game. Up next, Titans versus Knights. Sorry. We probably expected this one to go over. Both sides having pretty bad defense, but have decent attack. All right, I know Newcastle's attack hasn't been great. What was it, a try in 3 games and that. But I think they're coming into their own, especially against a team like the Titans. I think this one will be a high-scoring game. Less defense, more offense. Stats. Newcastle has won each of its last 7 home matches against Gold Coast, so there's a bit of a kingdom stat. Each of Newcastle's last 6 matches as a favourite have gone under the total match points line. Look at it to be unders, guys. I mean, I know I just said overs, but, king contradiction over here. Jojo Fafita has been the first try scorer in each of Gold Coast's last 2 matches against Newcastle. So that's a team-specific stat right there about a first-time try scorer in Jojo Fafita. Philip Sami or Bo Firma have scored at least 1 try in each of Gold Coast's last 7 matches. So there's a double up on try scorers. And Kalen Ponga has scored at least 1 try in 4 of his last 5 appearances against Gold Coast. There's a Ponga stat, all right? I think that's the first Ponga stat of the season, all right? And then Fletcher Sharp has scored at least 1 try in 3 of Newcastle's last 4 matches. Boom! Big multi for this one, guys. Titans 13 plus, Jojo anytime, and Ponga anytime. Oh yeah, I'd like to have some mahi on that one for you guys, but I don't. So, and I'm not gonna kill that time to go search it up. Rabbitohs versus Broncos. Okay. South Sydney has lost. This kills me. It honestly kills me. South Sydney has lost each of its last 9 matches against opponents that were ranked higher on the ladder. South Sydney has scored 11 of 20 points in each of the last 3 Friday night matches. Point stat. Latrell Mitchell has scored at least 1 try in each of his last 5 appearances against the Broncos. So there's a team-specific stat. We like them. I've been saying it. I don't want to keep beating the horse, guys, but I like these team-specific stats. Dozer has scored at least 1 try in each of his last 3 appearances with Brisbane as a favourite against South Sydney. So, another team-specific stat. And, I like these. And I know Dozer just scored, and it'd be a little bit of a fairy tale if Dozer scored again. But this is rugby league, and it's simple, okay? And nothing is out of the realm of possibility. Jai Gray has scored at least 1 try in 3 of South Sydney's last 4 matches at Suncorp Stadium. Accor Stadium, sorry. Accor, Sacred Grounds, please. Pretty simple one for this guys. I'm going Trell anytime. I'm going Stags anytime. And you've probably been watching this video and going, well, why has he got a goatee? It's because I'm going Stags anytime, right? It's a Stags bet this week. Oh, not Stags, sorry. A Shib bet. It's a Shib bet, right? I shaved in the Shib for a Shib bet. So I got Trell anytime, I got Stags anytime, and I got Shib anytime, right? So, yeah. That's the multi for that game. Hopefully, brutalizing my face pays off for the Shib bet, right? I think, as you guys know, I'm an Omen guy, and I believe, shaving in the Shib is really going to do something for me here. So, Raiders Doggies, everyone's favourite Saturday game. Canterbury has lost 18 of their 19 matches against opponents that were ranked in the top 4. What's that saying? Saying the Bulldogs suck. No, it's saying the Bulldogs can't beat top 4 competition. 4 of Canterbury's last 5 interstate matches have gone over the total match points line. Look at overs, guys. You could if you wanted to. I'm not telling you what to do. It's Punters Playbook. You take what you want. You use what you get. Ethan Strange has scored a try in each of Canterbury's last 3 matches as a favourite. Bit of a favourite bet there for Ethan Strange. Matty Nicholson has scored at least 1 try in each of Canberra's last 3 home matches. Big home match scoring guy, old Matty Nicholson, our boy, our fantasy king. Stephen Crichton has scored at least 1 try in each of his last 5 appearances against Canberra. Team-specific stat. And then Jacob Keras has scored at least 1 try in 6 of Canterbury's last 7 interstate matches. Bing, bang, boom. A few stats there, guys. All right, there's some good try scorer stats in there, but I haven't actually taken. I've taken one of them. I got a 3 anytime try scorer bet here. I got Kiraz anytime. I got Sebi Chris at any time. And here's my theory, okay? So last week, if you watched the video, we took a Billy kick, right? We took a Billy kick bet because it was Magic Round and we were feeling a Billy kick. Let's just say Billy kick had a atrocious performance, all right? Knocking balls on and that. Getting close to the line, cutting in, not getting passes and that. But I'm a big believer, you miss it one week, come back, jump on it the next. So I'm taking Billy kicks anytime again, all right? Always back the roughie. You guys know that. Waz Dragons. Stat me. New Zealand has won each of its last 7 night matches. Each of New Zealand's last 4 matches in Australia have gone over the total match point line. It's going to be an overs, guys. I don't know that, but it could be. In each of St. George Illawarra's last 7 matches at Wynn Stadium, its starting left wing has scored at least 1 try, which I think is, who's that? Who's on the starting left wing? Corey something? Corey Allen? Cody Allen? I don't know, guys. Zlesniak has scored at least 1 try in 8 of his last 9 away appearances against opponents that were ranked lower on the ladder. That's a mouthful, that one. Pause. Clinton Gufferson has scored 1 try in each of his 4 previous appearances against the Warriors. Team specific. In 5 of St. George Illawarra's last 6 matches, and as an underdog, the opposition's starting fullback has scored at least 1 try. And then Cody Capes, all right? The promised, the prince who was promised, Cody Capes, has scored a try in 4 of his last 5 appearances against teams on a losing streak, all right? So we got a lot to process here. Okay? Not really, all right? I've already got the bet made up. I'm going Waz to win because, honorary War in that. Do the Mahi, get the treats. And then I'm going to fullback bet. So I'm going Nikolai Klockstead at any time, and I'm going Gutho any time. All right? So there was 2 fullback stats in there if you were listening closely, but honestly, if I was, I'm probably going to put a Cody Capes bet on, all right? Because we've bet on Cody Capes a lot this year, and he's in the centres, and he's a dangerous centre, so... Oh, he's fast. Penrith versus Cows. Penrith have lost 5 of its last 6 matches as a favourite. I'm starting to like the 2025 stats. All right, for Penrith. Penrith have we know that one. 5 of Penrith's last 6 matches have gone under the total match points line. Brian To'o has scored at least 1 try in each of his last 6 appearances against the Cowboys. It's a pretty big one, guys. Jeremiah Neno has scored at least 1 try in 4 of his last 5 appearances with North Queensland at home as an underdog. Isaac Tungo has scored a try in 3 of his last 4 appearances in the starting lineup. And in 7 of North Queensland's last 8 home matches, its starting right wing has scored at least 1 try, and that's Robert Derby. All right, and Robert Derby is playing against Alamotti, who I think is defensively still a good defensive winger, but I think he's not as great as Brian To'o. So I like that one. My bet for this is To'o at any time, Neno at any time, Cows 1-12. Boom. Take it or leave it, Sonny. Storm versus Tigs. We're on a Sunday, lads. It's going to be a big Sunday. Oh, yeah. Sunday for footy. Melbourne has won each of its last 17 matches following a loss. 6 of Melbourne's last 7 matches at Amy Park have gone over the total match points line, and Melbourne has scored 31 or more points in each of their last 7-day matches at Amy Park. So, boom. Stats. I don't have any anytime try scorer stats, alright, guys, but you can probably expect, Pappy to score. Sulfa Lungo. Isaiah Katoa. Who else is playing? Sonny Taruva. There's some, stats off the top of the brain. My multi for this one, guys, Storm 13+, Grant Ando anytime, and Bloor anytime. Sean Bloor anytime. Boom. No Tigers players, alright. Next up, we got the Beaches versus Sharkies. Cronulla has won each of its last 4 away matches against Manly. 7 of Cronulla's last 8 matches have gone under the total match points line, and Cronulla have won the first half in each of its last 4 away matches against Manly. So, they beaten Manly and they win in the first half. Multi for this one, guys. KL Euro anytime, Jason Saab anytime, Ruby G anytime, and Hamole Olakawatu at any time. Boom. Bing, bang, boom. That's all the games. That's all the multis I have. Hopefully some of them stats in there steer you in the right direction. Hopefully you guys can copy my multis if you want. I don't mind. That's the whole point of this. You guys can copy my multis. So yeah. That time of the episode, we're going to swing on over the board. And we're going to check out some board stats. Because, board stats in that. Cash cows, locks, long shots. Not going to dive into it, guys. Cash cows for the week. Dolphins, $2.10. Titans, $2.65. Doggies at $2.05. Dragons, $2.15. Cows, $2.35. Sharkies at $2.20. So there's a lot of... This is a week for cash cows. And I'm trying to say, I've been trying to, drop hints with my tips and my picks and all of that. But it's a weekend for cash cows. For people, for teams, players, people who are being put in the underdog category, but I think are probably going to win and also have a good chance at winning. So yeah, these are all great, all great quality, all great. The UFC, we got JDM at $2.75. Aussie, stand up, yeah, Aussie, always back Ravi in that. Shevchenko, $2.25 there. Zahabi, Ayman Zahabi, $2.75. Bruno Silva, $2.20. Good friend of the show, Bruno Silva. And then Alexa Grasso, $2.75. So some good betting odds for the UFC, a couple cash cows. What we're lacking in this week is locks and long shots because, for the first time this year, no, I'm not sure. Anyway, Broncos are in the locks. They might have been there at some point. I think they have been. I think they're often there. But Broncos and Storm. Broncos are paying $1.28. Storm's paying $1.20. In for the UFC, we got New Zealand's own. Wise than that. Navajo Sterling, $1.35. Mike Malott, $1.44. And Bilal Muhammad, $1.46. So, not much doing in long shots. Not much doing in locks. And there's not much doing in long shots either. The Bunnies at $3.75. The Tigers at $4.60. And Ivan Ursan, $3.25 for the UFC. But, you guys know my rule. Anything goes over $3.50, jump on it, all right? Tigers and Bunnies, take them. Take them and don't look back. On to try time. I've named this segment try time because every other week it was just like, we got some try scorers for you guys. But I'm a name guy, all right? If you can't tell with all the videos, I'm a name guy. So I got try time. We've named this try time. Iongi, $2.90. Avarillo, $3.45. Avarillo is on the board 2 weeks on a row. Congratulations. Jake Avarillo, 2 weeks in a row. He's on the board. $3.45 and $2.90 for both them guys. It's great odds, all right? They're probably going to score. They might score. I'm not sure. Dylan Lucas and JD Cams. $4.20 for a Jaden Campbell. Start of the season, Jaden Campbell scoring tries like it was going out of fashion. All right, he's injured in that, but he's back, and I think he's going to score a try. And then Dylan Lucas, he got a little close last week against the Bunnies, and I think he might get it this week. The Shibs, $2.50. Stand up for a Shibbo. Trell at $2.75. Both great odds for the guys who scored tries. Sebi Chris, $2.10, and Jacob Kira is $2.09. No. Well, apparently Jacob Kiraz is $2.90. I don't know if that's true, guys. Do some research for yourself. I might have been a little bit out of it when I wrote them down. I might have got these two mixed up. $2.10 might be Kiraz and $2.90 might be CB Chris, because that seems insane. But I'm not sure. Cody Capes, $2.95. Okay, we've already addressed the Cody Capes drama. Terrell Sloan, $2 on the money. That's probably going to drop closer to game day. Winger in that. Luke Garner, $3.50. Seen some promising things from him last week against the Broncos, making line breaks in that. He's a big, strong, powerful centre. $3.50 is quality for that. And then Robert Derby was a winger who scores tries. And we had a Derby stat in there in the stats. So $2.40 for a Derby, I like. Granny Ans, Gran Oando. If you're a close friend of his, it's Gran Oando. $2.40. And then Sonny Taruva, once again, a winger on here for $2 is great value. So Sonny Taruva, $2.15. Tommy Talau, $2.60. Manly in that. The Beaches in that. Cal Iro, he's on the board 2 weeks in a row. Congratulations. Give him a round of applause, guys. $2.60. So that's all of them. It's all the guys who I think are going to score tries. Yeah. It's all the guys that are going to score tries. Cheeky Lil Pony, I guess, is all we got. Cheeky Lil Pony is all we got, really. So we're going to talk ponies for a moment. It's that time of the week where we talk Cheeky Lil Pony. Now, I just want to address the fact that last week, okay, don't think our Cheeky Little Pony got up. I don't know if our Cheeky Little Pony got up because I didn't look. I didn't punt on the pony, all right? Let's just say Friday night, I didn't let myself go too much, but it was Magic Round and I was enjoying things. I wasn't keeping track of time on the Saturday. Matter of fact, I didn't even check anything to do with the Cheeky Lil Pony because I was just so excited for Magic Round. So, if anyone actually put on the Cheeky Lil Pony, which I doubt you did, but if any of you did, let me know how it went because I didn't put it on. But this week, we have... what's going on here? We're good. We have a legend of the show, okay? He's been on the show before. Need some luck, baby. Welcome back, Need Some Luck. He's had a small hiatus. He last raced at Easter, and he made us some money, all right, guys? So, yeah, Gold Coast, race 4, Saturday, 2:18 p.m. Need Some Luck. If you guys don't know him, Need Some Luck, man. He makes money. He makes good jumps. He's a great horse, and the trainers are all great friends of mine. So, yeah. Need Some Luck. Race 4. Gold Coast in that. Saturday. 2:18 in that. PM in that. So, yeah. Jump on that, guys. That's the Cheeky Lil Pony segment. And this is the board. We've addressed the board. The board's done. Look at all this room for activities. I'm going to figure out something else to put on there. But before I head off, because this is it for Punters Playbook, before I get out of here, before I leave you guys be for another week, right, I just want to say that, yeah, Fight and Field Insights had some luck on the weekend with the punt. All right, I want to quickly address the sewer bet. I know I addressed it in round recap, but I just want to come in and just address it again because this is really where it stems from. The sewer bet was really tooth and nail. It was tooth and nail, man. We were right there, and I've seen a lot of people talking sewer. Seen a lot of people talking sewer, Jaden Sewer, but none of them really have that hit close to home. You know, everyone's like, oh well. You know, he blundered that try. I don't know why there's Americans talking about Jaden Sewer. He really blundered that try. Yeah, he did, okay? But, you know, if you're a Fight and Field Insights follower, okay, you'll understand that he blundered more than just a try. He blundered the sewer bet, okay? It's not often we're betting on, you know, forwards, one forward and then overs. It's not often we do that here at Fight and Field Insights, okay? It was Magic around and I was feeling magical, okay? And he let me down. But, you know who didn't let me down? His partner, his teammate, his partner in crime, Dylan Egan. Stand up, brother. Another Egan, actually. Wade and Dylan, my boys. So, I had a 3-leg multi on the Newcastle. Not the Newcastle, the Dragons Tigers game. And we walked in, we grabbed the cash, and we walked out. Dylan Egan anytime, Valentine Holmes anytime, and Charlie Staines anytime. So, thanks for coming. Won a little bit of money on that, guys. So, you know, when it comes down to it, yeah, you can take what you learn from the board, but sometimes you just gotta lick your finger and stick it in the wind, see which way the winds are blowing. Because, you know, if you've had enough beers and it's Magic Round, all right, and you got enough of a buzz on, you're probably gonna jump on a Dylan Egan. So, yeah, no, that's Punters Playbook for this week, guys. I don't think we really have anything else to cover unless you guys want to talk about golf or darts or something. In all seriousness, we do have a darts channel coming soon, a second channel where I dedicate all the content to darts. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video, the next Punters Playbook, the next anything. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and have a great weekend on the punt. And Joe Great, please, mate, please reach out. I'll put a lot of money on you on you this weekend, Joe Great. Please, mate. Come on the show.